Hello, my name is Ralf Friedrichs. I am an addiction recovery coach and the host of the Take Your Life Back Today show. As an addiction recovery coach, I want to bring something up to you, and I want to be crystal clear to leave an everlasting impact upon you. Just imagine being buried alive. You're in the coffin, but you know you're not dead. You try to push the coffin lid, but the weight on top of the lid is so heavy it can't even budge. You just say, today's the day I'm going to die. But then you say, what about if I bang on the lid? Maybe the dirt upon the lid might unsettle, and you'll be able to get somebody to help you dig down. But it's maybe too late for that. This is what it's like to find yourself at the lowest point of alcohol and drug addiction. You know you need help. You know you can't do it completely on your own, but you don't know where to get the help. In reality, there are probably people standing right there trying to help you, but you don't know that. You just think today you're going to die. Usually, though, people don't think about death when they're habitually abusing drugs and alcohol. In order to feed an addiction, you have to be great at repressing the fear of death. I often ask you, my audience, did it ever cross your mind that abusing drugs and alcohol, you might selfishly take your life away that God gave you, and more selfishly take it away from your friends and loved ones? With this, I want to leave one last thought. Don't be that person laying in the coffin banging for someone to hear you. Instead, be a person that reaches out and says, I need help with my depression. I need help with my low self-esteem. I need help with my addiction to drugs and alcohol. Doesn't hurt to reach out. What will affect you a lot more is if you become like this person on the cards that didn't reach out and it's too late now. Give me a call at 844-405-HELP and I will help you take your life back before your life is gone. Folks, there are people like Larry Geis from the Geis Academy. You could find him at 516-458-2741, 516-458-2741. Larry Geis is an addiction recovery coach, a life coach. He will help you from your addiction to your recovery, from your low self-esteem to higher self-esteem, from your depression to happier times. Larry Geis from the Geis Academy. You can find him at www.odysseyconsultant.org. That's www.odysseyconsultant.org. Larry Geis is an addiction recovery coach, a life coach. He will help you from your addiction to your recovery, hand in hand, day by day. But you have to reach out to him. 516-458-2741. Larry Geis from the Geis Academy. Larry Geis will help you take your life back. Folks, I always say that everyone that is in a position of authority, meaning a parent, a guardian, an older brother or older sister, you folks need to lead by example like I have to. I have to lead by example. I have to make sure that whoever watches me, that might be a grandchild, a child, sees me as a person that will not smoke, that will not drink, that will not curse. Because if I choose to do those things, the person seeing me, the young person seeing me, will do monkey see, monkey do. They will repeat everything you do. And why would you want to do that? So, please, lead by example if you're a parent, a grandparent, or a guardian. And let today be the first day of your new life. Today's topic, 6 secret signs of hidden depression. Lots of people walk through life to hide their depression. Some people with hidden depression can conceal their depression, like pros masking their symptoms and putting it on a happy face for most others. People with concealed depression or hidden depression often don't want to acknowledge the severity of their depression feelings. They believe that if they continue living their life, the depression will just go away on its own. In a few cases, this may work, but for the most folks, it just drags out the feelings of sadness. Dealing with a black dog of depression through concealing one's true feelings is the way many of us are brought up. We don't talk about our feelings and we don't burden others with our troubles. But if a friend or family member is going through something like this, trying to hide or mask their depression, these signs might help you discover what might that they're concealing. Number one is If they have unusual sleep or eating habits that differ from their normal ones, when a person seems to have changed the way of their sleep or eating significantly, that's often a sign something is not going right. Sleep is the foundation of both good health and mental health. When a person can't sleep or sleeps for far too long every day, that may be a sign of hidden depression. Others turn to food or alcohol to try to quash their feelings. Overeating can help someone who is depressed feel full, which in turn helps them feel less emotional, empty inside. Drinking may be used to help cover up the feelings of sadness and loneliness that come with their depression. Let's see something. This has to go over there. Okay. Number 2, they wear a forced happy face and they're always making excuses. We've all seen someone who seems like they are trying to force that happy face. It's a mask we all wear from time to time. But in most cases, the mask wears thin the longer you spend time with a person who's wearing it. They become transparent. That's why lots of people with hidden depression try not to spend more than time with others so they don't see that they truly are depressed. It's hard to see behind the mask of happiness that people with hidden depression wear. Sometimes you can catch a glimpse of it in the moment, and it is honest, true depression that comes out, or when they are just plain old, not feeling good about life. Number 3, they make talk more physiological than normal. When you do finally catch up with a person that's masked depression, you may find the conversation turning into a physiological topics that don't normally talk much about. These might include the meaning of life or what their life has amounted to so far. They may even open up enough to acknowledge occasional thoughts of wanting to hurt themselves or even thoughts of death. They may talk about finding happiness or better path in the journey of life. These kinds of topics may be a sign that a person is struggling internally with darker thoughts that they dare not to share. Number 4, they may put out a cry for help only to take it back. People with hidden depression struggle fiercely with keeping it hidden. Sometimes they give up to struggle to conceal their true feelings and they tell someone about it. They may even take the first step and make an appointment with a doctor or a therapist, and a handful will even make to first session. But then they wake up the next day and realize they've gone too far. Seeking out help for their depression would be admitting they truly are depressed. That, an acknowledgement that people with concealed depression struggle with cannot make. Number 5, they feel things more intensely than normal. A person with masked depression often feels emotions more intensely than others. This might come across as someone who doesn't normally cry while watching TV or a movie suddenly breaks out to tears during a scene, or someone who doesn't normally get angry about anything suddenly gets very mad at a driver who cut them off in traffic, or someone who doesn't usually express terms of endearment suddenly is telling you that they love you. It's like keeping their depressive feelings all boxed up. Other feelings leak out around the edges more easily. Number 6, they may look at things with less optimistic point of view than usual. Psychologists refer to the phenomenon as depressive realism, and there is some research evidence suggests that's true. When a person suffers from depression, they may actually have a more realistic picture of the world around them and their impact on it. People who aren't depressed, on the other hand, tend to be more optimistic and have expectations that aren't as grounded in their actual circumstances. Non-depressed people believe they perform better on laboratory tasks than actually did compared to the people with depression. It sometimes is harder to cover up this depressive realism because the difference in an attitude may very well be very small and not come across as something depressing. Instead of saying, I really think I get that promotion this time, after having been passed over for 4 previous times, they may say, well, I'm up for a promotion again. I doubt I'll get it. These are the 6 signs of hidden depression. Number 1 was they have unusual sleep and eating, drinking habits. When you notice A person suddenly is waking up in the middle of the night, and possibly you see them on the internet, or they're walking throughout the house, or maybe even leaving in the middle of the night, or they suddenly start sleeping more during the day but not at night. That is a sure sign. If they start having irregular eating habits, they're suddenly not eating healthy anymore, they're not fueling their body properly, they're eating a lot of junk, that is certainly a sign. Overeating can help someone who is depressed feel full, which in turn helps them feel less emotionally empty inside. Drinking may be used to help cover up the feelings of sadness and loneliness that often come with depression. Number 2, they wear a forced happy face. Have you ever met a person that walks around smiling, but yet if you catch them from the corner of your eye, they lose the smile like this? Well, that is called a forced smile. And usually the people that force their own smiles do not like to hang around with other people for an extended period of time, because then they're forced to smile extensively for extended periods of time. That's why a lot of people with hidden depression try not to spend more time with others than they absolutely have to. Number 3, they make talk more physiologically than normal. When you do finally catch up with a person that's mass depression, you may find that the conversation turning into physiological topics. They might try to overanalyze things. They might overthink things. Number 4, they put out a cry for help only to take it back. People with hidden depression struggle fiercely with keeping it hidden. Sometimes they give up the struggle to conceal their true feelings, and so they tell someone about it. They may even take the first step and make an appointment with a doctor or a therapist, and a handful will be given and make it the first time in the first session. But then they wake up the next day and realize they've gone too far. Seeking out help for their depression would be admitting they truly are depressed, that they truly have a problem. Number 5, they feel things more intensely than normal. A person with mass depression often feels emotions more intensely than others. This might come across as someone who doesn't normally cry while watching TV or a movie suddenly breaks out in tears during a scene. Or someone who doesn't normally get angry about anything suddenly gets very mad at a driver that just cut him off. That sure is a sign. Last but not least is number 6. They may look at things with less optimistic point of view. People that are depressed live in a negativity type of world. They look at the glass as half empty instead of half full. They look at not having anything instead of having something. A person that is not depressed usually shows signs of positivity in their life, unlike the negative person usually, or the depressed person usually has negative outlooks. Psychologists refer to the phenomena as depressive realism, that there's some research evidence to suggest that's true. When a person suffers from depression, they actually have a more realistic picture of the world around them and their impact on it. People who aren't depressed, on the other hand, tend to be more optimistic and have expectations that aren't as grounded as the actual circumstances. Non-depressed people believe they performed better on laboratory tests than they actually did. It is sometimes harder to cover up this depressive realism because the difference in attitude may be very small and not come across as something. Depressing, instead of saying, I really think I'll get that promotion this time, after having been passed over 4 previous times, they may say things like, well, I'm up for a promotion, but I doubt I'll get it. Don't let depression run your life. There are people to help you. People like Larry Geis at 516-458-2741. Larry Geis will help you from your depression to a better life. He will set a foundation, a plan, a roadmap for you, with you, to have better times ahead. One way to start fighting depression is to start thinking positive. Because when you think positive, you get positive results. Negativity will tear you down. Negativity will tear people down with you. I realize that all of us in life have things that aren't perfect. But if you outweigh the good in your life, or if you compare the good in your life to the bad, you'll see that the good outweigh the bad. And why is it that human nature that we all dwell on the bad? Is it because maybe we just want something to complain about? Could be. I try to find the best, the most positive in everything I touch and do. Was it always like that? Absolutely not. It only started when I became sober. I was allowed to think clearly. I was able to analyze. I was able to accept people better. And that, my friend, is what it's all about. Let today be your first day of your brand new life. Reach out to someone like myself at 844-405-HELP, or reach out to someone like Larry Geis at 516-458-2741, and together we will all help you fight whatever situation you might have, depression, low self-esteem, addiction, it doesn't matter. We will all fight. Reach out to my hand, call me, 844-405-HELP, and I will help pull you in, and together I'll help you get your life back. Thank you very much. I hope to God, no matter where you watch me, you have a great day. I hope and pray you all have a sober rest of your life, but I really hope and pray that you're happy, smiling, and positive, and may God bless you.